Welcome to the Crafty Mini and the start of the October Nightmare season. So Halloween, as most of you follow me know, it's my favourite time of year. Love getting scared, love the monsters and horror films and all that good stuff. So for this we'll be doing a series of creepy, really strange, scary monsters in each video, and I'll be doing a bit of a backstory as if it was a type of real life creature or like an SCP type thing, and that these things are real and how they're found and what they do and things like that. Starting off with making the creature, so I want to try and use as much of this sort of plastic rubbish that I've got lying about and upcycling, just because you can make things from crap basically and have a bit of fun with it. You know, everyone's got old toys, old bits of plastic chucking around and things they don't want to use, and rather it going onto a landfill, let's make something creative out of it. So I started off with, it was half like a gumball machine type thing, glued that down to the coaster, added some wooden beads, metal ball bearings with hot glue all over just to get that sort of shape where all the eyes and things will be, and then I've put more of the hot glue all over that, and that'll just add sort of extra undulations and bumps and lumps and random areas that when this paper mache that I'm doing now goes on, it all conforms to the shape. So it's a really simple process, paper mache and watered down PVA glue, and I'm just going on now, ripping strips, scrunching it up and putting it on. Now my original idea for the process was this would actually be the texture of the shoggoth, and I'd dry brush and paint on top of this and bulk it out with that to add a bit more detail, but I ended up changing that as we'll see later on in the video. So I'm just going around with strips of the tissue paper, making sure I go over the top of some of the beads so I can make it look like eyelids, adding a bit more of like a lump and bumps around the bottom. And once that's all bulked out, I go to milliput. Now I had a couple of Fimo tentacles left from the Eldritch Seer from season 2, so I got those out and I decided these would be the good size sort of tentacles for this creature. So I rolled out some milliput and I've just put them into sort of worm shapes, pinched the one end and just put like a curve in them, all random but roughly the same size, and then these will all be glued on later once the milliput's dried and cured. Also there next to the tentacles you can see some teeth. This is from an old project that I never used, never put up on the channel, and it's just Fimo clay rolled into sausages, pointed at the ends and then cut in half, and it gives you a load of teeth. Right, and then again when it comes to gluing these on, hot glue I find works best. This glue gun was really inexpensive, it was £6 off Amazon. The glue sticks, I've just had to buy a refill. I've had this for about 4 years. I've just had to buy my first refill, and that was from Hobbycraft, and they were £5 for I think 50 sticks. And what I've done is, because I keep burning myself, I've gone for the cool dry ones. So they go on you got a bit less working time, but they're a lot safer. And you can see now I'm just gluing into certain areas. I've folded some of the paper mache over to make little mouths, and I did like we did with the eyelids, folded over paper mache to make the lips, the upper and lower lips and the gums and things. Just gone random with it. These projects are all about having fun and making them as gruesome and as nasty as we can, because it's October and it's scary time of the year. Because the idea of this is imagine a giant blob that can basically conform itself into any shape, which we'll get into later with the backstory stuff on the video. Right, so when the paper mache actually dried, I decided I would hot glue all over paper mache itself. I found it gave me much better sort of shapes and things like that, rather than the actual, because the paper mache dried like the lining of the wizard's box. It was a bit different. This is footage from my original paint job for this, which I didn't like. So you can see the red bits there, so that's some of the paper mache still coming through, and I've painted up as like the inside of the mouths and things. And I originally went for a blue with blue base coat with yellowy eyes, and I really wasn't happy with it. It didn't look gruesome enough, it was too comical, which is the sort of things I've already done on the channel, so I decided to change it. So black base coat over that initial paint job, and then I've gone in and dry brushed in with some German grey here, and this is the lightest I sort of want it to be in terms of colour tone. So I don't want anything fancier than this. There'll be progressively lighter dry brush shades, but no sort of punchy colours, you know, blues, yellows and things. The only difference in colour I want are the mouths and the lumps of flesh, which will be a nice dark red. So just go around the whole miniature, just dry brushing everything, and then this will get progressively lighter shades, working up to my final colour, and then we'll go on and start working on the details. And here we go for the last light dry brush, and this I'm just adding a bit of grey into the German grey just to lighten it up slightly, and then I'm going over just the raised areas, the tentacles, tops of the monster, things like that. Now I know it's another Shoggoth, but this one I'm really happy with. The first one I did in the pilot, I was just, you know, trying things out. All the eyes were the same, the mouths were the same size, it didn't have enough character. Sally 2.0, now she is a character piece in herself, and one of my favourite sculptures I've done. This is something different. This was like, I wanted to get back to doing a true monster, and I think I've nailed it actually when you look at the final shots. So these lumps that I've sort of broke out from the paper mache, bits of red, and it just breaks up that blacky grey mass that's all over, and just block these out and then go in with lighter shades of red just on the raised areas, just to make everything pop. It's a really simple effect, and they look like gummy fleshy moors, and when it's all varnished up it's pretty disgusting, to be honest. Now with the teeth, really simple, just dark grey mixed in, drop of dark grey mixed in with some dark sand by Vallejo, just gives this off-white colour, and I go in, it'll have a quick wash around the sort of base of the teeth just to dirty them up, and then a quick dry brush with this same colour again just to blend everything in. Really simple paint job. I think there's only about 9 teeth on the actual model itself anyway, but it's enough just to again make it stand out from the two of the main colours, which is that off red and the German grey, and it just adds a bit more to it. The other, if you look at the previous videos, the other Shoggoths, the first one just had a hole that was painted red. Sally's got a more pronounced mouth in the version 2, but again no teeth, and I think this just adds to the gross factor. Right, so the pupils, so there's a lot of change with these, because originally I hadn't orientated the beads properly, and they have that hole that's drilled through, because they're for like necklaces, bracelets and things. And they were, when I was looking at the miniature, it was forcing the pupils and it was looking too cartoony. So any of the wooden beads that had the hole showing, I went in and I've basically milli-putted over and smoothed it out. When that's dried and cured, put the base coat back on, which is this sort of, it's again dark sand mixed in with a bit of German grey, just to make it that really off kilter colour. It looks pretty disturbing. And then I go in with that mixed in with a bit of yellow, and then a brighter yellow, and then eventually I just go in with the scarlet, which is what I'll use for the final highlights of the mouths, just to tie in all the colours together. And you know, you can do these monsters with 4 or 5 colours max, you don't need a lot. If you blend it all together, it looks better. But there's the slit for the pupil, so I've not gone for a standard comical circular eye. It looks too human, it's not scary enough. So doing these almost Sauron type eyes, where it's a slit with the prominent orange right down the middle. And then all these will cover with UV resin, cure them so they really pop and look wet and glistening. That's the final pupil colour, which was just the pure scarlet from Vallejo, right down the middle. So that would already been mixed with the previous yellowy colour, and then this just makes it pop. And each of the eyes just get a little stripe. And again, variating where they're looking, just so it's more off kilter, it's stranger. And so this is the teeth, that final colour. So gone back, put the brown wash on the base, gone back to this base colour, and then it puts a gradient there. It makes the teeth look gnarly and a bit dirty. Really simple and effective way of painting teeth. You can do this on anything. Orcs, I've used it on in the past. Squig monsters, or any creature that's just got big sharp teeth that looks like it's going to be a mess. So with the UV resin, I've also, as well as the eyes, I've put it into the actual mouths on any of the red bits, because I want that to look like it's a pulsating flesh that's underneath this top layer of skin. You know, sort of like almost like tumorous, for want of a better word, and it's really gross, and it adds to that disgusting factor. So here's the finished monster. This is Little Lou the Shoggoth, and while this is playing now, we'll be going into the actual backstory of the monster itself. But just before that, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and it's easy to follow along. Any comments, any tips, tricks, anything you think I should be doing on the videos from here on, just smash it into the comments and let us know. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and all that. And here we go on to the backstory.
Subject 214. This creature was found at the bottom of the Mariana Trench on the 3rd of July 1985 by a European science team who were working on deep-sea quakes. After bringing it to the surface, it was assumed to be some form of animal waste material. After some preliminary tests, the science team found it to be living and amazingly sentient. After several incidents,
redacted,
the vessel was seized by the BPRD, and all details, data, and the creature itself was taken back to its North American facility. The creature was studied further, and communication was made. Little Lou, so named after,
redacted,
has never attempted to escape over the years, and has been content to communicate and help the BPRD with its ongoing studies in the paranormal. In July 2023, however, Little Lou attempted an escape, killing several of the facility's staff in the process. This attempt and the change in the creature's behavior coincides with strange delta wave readings coming out from the UK at that same time, and since all Little Lou has communicated is that it needs to get back to its sister, who stepped through the gate onto our world. Maximum security protocols are now in place, and further examination of Little Lou will be carried out.